Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit. Let's be real. I'm here to build a knockoff Lego set. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave Lego to the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. You don't have to say anything at all if you don't want to. It's a Thursday night, and I am excited to spend some time with you working on the Tweandar A-Team van. This is a knockoff Lego. This is not Lego. This is a brick kit that I purchased on Amazon.com because I was like, oh, the A-Team van, that's fun. And this is a company I haven't bought a knockoff Lego from before. Pardon me. It did come with its own version of the brick separator. Hey, Lord Crashton, happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. It did come with its own brick remover here, so we can look at that. And yeah, the instructions are pretty straightforward. The box box was full of numbered bags, and we opened them, which is a step in the right direction. Overall, pretty psyched about it. And then we got a night of talking about some anime in the second hour. Talking about some video game news and such, some games I played in the second hour. We'll get into that. Lord Crashton wants to know, does the door slide in and out? It looks like it does. By all accounts, it should. If it actually does, I have no idea. Lord Crashington, you might not be surprised to find out that there are not a lot of photos of this kit being completed. It may shock you to know that. Not a lot of photo evidence of this kit existing in real life. We do have almost all of bag 1 done. We got a little left of bag 1. Well, the 2 parts that were bag 1, because every number is 2 bags, a big bag and a small bag. As you can see, this is one of the small bags that is number 2 here. I should also say I redid where my camera is. I white balanced everything. I kept the brightness where it was and increased the contrast to hopefully make this appear a bit brighter overall. I do not know. This is not final, I should say. I'll know at the end of the stream if this seems all right. I already turned focus back to manual focus instead of autofocus. We should be okay with the camera setup here. It's going to be dark, but also this kit is dark, so it's mostly black. Like, we're finally going to get into some colored pieces, and then of course we have stickers at the end that we'll have to apply. This is the brick separator that they set with this kit. It's very similar to a traditional Lego separator, but it is different in various ways so as to not be a direct copy, even though it clearly is a direct copy. So we got that, and also some stickers to apply to do the red trim of the A-Team van. And yes, this kit is not just a GMC Vandura. It is specifically, they wrote A-Team here. So just because I know at least somebody was the other day was like, oh, this is just it's not an A-Team van. It's like, oh no, it is. It is we're building the A-Team van. Because here's the thing, I wouldn't have bought a knockoff Lego set of just this van full of weapons, because one of these bags does have assault rifles, plastic assault rifles. So we'll get to that at some point. I don't know when, but we will assemble that. We're just going to finish off bags 1, I should say, because again, every bag is actually, or every numbered bag is actually 2 bags. But the fact that they want me to open up bag 1 and then bag 2 is a really positive step for these kinds of companies. Mold King, you just open all the bags. And then eventually I did do one Mold King where they did number it, but you didn't follow any number. They just numbered it for, I guess, production. Speaking of production stuff, I should check to see. Let's see. I ordered some old model kits on USA Gundam Store this past weekend because they had a free shipping deal going, and then I also got 2 kits on sale. Apparently, a label was created today for that because, as you might be able to guess, doing free shipping meant they sold a lot of model kits and figures and such this past weekend. So they were behind on sending out orders, which is understandable but annoying. Like, you should be on top of it. Apparently, the shipping label was created, but it has not actually been picked up. I'm in pre-shipment. So neither of those kits are currently available. They are old, and one of them is now finishing a certain thing that I started randomly, which was building all of Char's mobile suits. We'll get the last one done eventually now. All right, now we got to do. This says we're doing now bags 2 and 3. So they want me to open it. Or no, is this all through bag 2? Let me look ahead. If it actually does say now open bag 3. Or if it's just going to say, if the next step is open bag 4. Because if that's true, then we gotta get all the bag 3s out as well. Nope, this says 2, 3, 2, 3. So I'm going to open up bags 3 as well, because I don't know exactly what they want from me otherwise. Now, I am not going to do a deep sorting of these colors here, but we will separate. There'll be a huge portion of black pieces over on one side, and then I'll kind of fill in where I need to as I build. And I'm double checking to make sure that I have emptied everything out of every bag. There were no extra parts in bag 1. That is not surprising. There wouldn't be any leftovers, that it would just be everything. But we are now building with a couple different colors. As you may can see here, bag 1 was just all black and then 2 little orange clears. But this is going to be a bit more complicated. And again, it says bags 2 and 3, 2 and 3. So I don't know what else. Like, I'm just going to open up all the 2s and all the 3s. We're just going to do that. But we can start sorting some of it now. Oh, we got a blue here. We got some gray. We're mostly just going to move all the black over here. And then I will have to do some hunting and pecking because I'm not going to really do any knolling, but I will be separating by color. So we got dark gray as well, right there. And then we got a light gray over here. These bags do not want to open well. I go to do the old pull method, and it really doesn't work. So instead, I will do the X-Acto blade opening method instead of that, which is, not my preferred method of opening a bag, but that is the best way to do this, it feels like. So we'll just do that, then just go in here. And I am trying to make sure that I don't stab myself with an X-Acto blade. You get it, And then we'll double check here. We're good. I'll set aside. And then do the same thing with small bag 3. So we're going to do bags 2 and 3 at the same time because that's what the instructions say. I guess I could have just done bags 2 until I ran into a spot where I didn't have a part that I needed, but whatever. It says 2 and 3. We'll do 2 and 3. That's actually a little disappointing. I was hoping that they had kind of figured their shit out, but I guess they haven't fully figured their shit out. The idea that everything I needed was available, all of bag 1, all of bag 2, even if there were 2 bag 1s, I did like that, and I thought that was pretty neat, but oh well. We got a couple updates of things that we should talk about here, video game wise, or quick hits. Old friend Nick Chester, who you may know from his time at Harmonix, or his time, which a lot of people know him from, his time at Epic Studios, working on small stuff, and then also working on in the kind of like social media slash production management kind of thing, with Saber Interactive as well. And then he has a new position where he is working for Annapurna as the vice president of commercial and portfolio development at Annapurna. You may remember that Annapurna needed to make a lot of hires because they had everyone that worked there quit except for like one guy. So now they have more people. Good luck to Nick Chester. That's a weird place to walk into as they rebuild with all the teams that continue to exist there. That's very strange. But good luck to Nick on what I imagine will be a challenging position. But we wish Nick Chester the best. It's a strange gig, I would say. I would describe that as a strange choice. But whatever, you know. Yeah. I will say, if I was a studio that had made a game that was that has a contract with Annapurna, and I was feeling very of a way about that and very weirded out and confused, it would be great to have someone like Nick Chester in my corner. Obviously, he's not in, he's still an employee of the company, but Nick is a solid dude, and I would say that would be reassuring. That is a reassuring hire if I am someone who has a game coming out very soon and I'm worried about the state of the company that is my is publishing the game. I would say, have a Nick on board. That's pretty good. It's a small thing here. We'll kind of get into it. I don't know if we'll get into it again when it happens. Joe Hendry announced he's submitting for Eurovision. I am now going to try to to add context to that for the folks that are watching this stream, what the fuck I just said there and what that might mean. The Eurovision Song Contest, because they're supposed to, the idea is that they do other things, but the song contest is the major thing for Eurovision, so most people just call it Eurovision. The Eurovision Song Contest is an ongoing event where multiple European countries and guest countries that are not part of the European Union or Europe in general compete. There's voting and semifinals and finals, and every country who participates has they have a variety of ways in order to pick, but they start with submissions. There are certain rules depending on what country you're in about like who can submit. Some of them have to be born in that country. Some other places you don't have to be born there. Some are internal selections where there are submissions and they pick the one that they want to represent. Others is a jury vote where they pick people to then do that, or there might be an audience, a home vote on it as well. But the Scottish-born wrestler Joe Hendry, who has gone viral several times this year on social media, is apparently going to submit a remix of I Believe in Joe Hendry. Now, one of the things is where you're from, who you submit to, all of that. As a Scottish-born man, he would be submitting to England to represent, United Kingdom to represent. Because Scotland doesn't do their own. Here's the thing. The song as it is, which is the I Believe in Joe Hendry, his theme song, that is not submissible. He cannot just submit that song because it is charted. It is existed. It is not a new song. No covers, no reworks. So he's going to have to rework that song so much that he might as well just submit a new song and not submit that. And it's actually weird that he is. And my assumption is he's not actually submitting to get up to go to the selection, be it grand jury or internal selection. This feels like a publicity stunt. That's my thinking, is that he is just saying he's going to do this as another like way to get him written up in press and be able to do European press and all that. He is fighting for the TNA world title coming up, so perhaps that is an attempt to do that. There's a lot of rumors that he's going to appear in the Royal Rumble because TNA has a partnership with the WWE, and so maybe he's just trying to start the ball rolling of making press for that. There's a number of things that could be happening there. I don't know. He could be just doing it to do it. And he thinks that he'll be able to rework the theme song enough that the spirit is there while it would be a wholly new production. I don't know. I'm not sure what his plans are, but it's weird. And it is a cross section of things that I am knowledgeable about. And when my interests align in that kind of way, it's always something that I'm like, oh, that's cool. In the same way that two VTuber sisters had a professional wrestling style match with each other in 3D, like mocapped wrestling bout that was clearly worked on by probably DDT Pro Wrestling. But could have been with the help of a New Japan wrestler who is a big fan of VTubers and HoloLive specifically. So it could have been the Great Khan, Great Okan, I should say. The Great Okan could have been involved in that. We still don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. But when that kind of shit happens, where I'm like, these are things I'm interested in from worlds I like, and they're crossing over, or like Samoa Joe is gonna be in the next Yakuza game. That shit rules. And as someone who likes both Samoa Joe and Yakuza, like that's a thing where I'm just like, fuck yeah, this shit rules. I'm psyched for that. I'm very happy for Joe. Again, small stories here. We'll get into some bigger things that we do need to talk about. I did not watch the Xbox October showcase. I will watch it, and we will talk about that on Saturday, just as a heads up, because Thursdays are real busy for me. My Thursdays lately have been real bad, which is also the reason why I don't on Thursday watch Dan to Dan, and instead watch that for Saturday stream, because I just don't have time for Dan to Dan on a Thursday. Thursdays are just weirdly busy. So yeah, I didn't watch the Xbox showcase. I'll talk about that on another time. Let's see. Oh, do I want to get into this? Yeah, you know what? Yes, I do. I do want to fucking get into this. Asmongold. Let's talk about Zach Asmongold Hoyt, who is a YouTuber that also streams on Twitch. He got his Twitch account, Zach Roar, banned after a completely unhinged rant about that was just racist and fucking Islamophobic and just complete nonsense. That is a 14-day ban on Twitch. We believe there's no official word on that, but that seems to be the ban. I am not going to categorize the nonsense that he said there. It is the rantings of a small-minded man, of a person with that surrounds himself with yes men and has no real opinion and is parroting things. it was the ranting of someone who has never questioned anything in their lives, or ever once had a moment of self-reflection. It was unbelievably shitty. Now, that's not his main Twitch channel, which has not been banned. Asmongold. Well, we'll have an update on this in a bit. But I do want to also say that as people were sharing clips, and even people in his own chat were like, what the fuck? And then people were sharing the clips being like, what the fuck? And then people who were like, I never liked this fucking dude, and I fucking told you, were like, I fucking told you. And the people that have worked with him were like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck, man? He did go on Twitter, and he did release a statement, which was better than most statements on these kind of things, because he did not double or triple down. So I will say that. But he did treat it like it was just another day of on Twitch saying a bunch of stuff that he doesn't, that's like this thing that a certain amount of people, when they reach a certain level, they're just talking, and it doesn't matter what they say because they don't believe it matters what they're saying. So his apology read like he had talked about a game franchise that people like. It's one of those things where you're just like, my bad. Looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. That's like saying, hey man, I was way too harsh on Balatro. My bad. Like, when your apology says my bad, that is diminishing. That is trying to diminish your words and what impact they have on people and what reflection they have on people. And it is not only an attempt to diminish your viewers and those that are deeply unhappy with what you've said and deeply hurt by what you've said, but also to diminish your own capacity of saying, like, in an attempt to say, don't take me seriously, bro, because I'm ridiculous. I'm not going to treat this with any sort of sincerity. But like I said, comparatively, that's an excellent apology. There is more, as I said, which we'll get to in a moment, as I attempt to find two gray pieces that have some etching on them. These are not stickers here. We got two etched pieces here that I do have to find by digging around. I got one of these here. I need another gray with some stuff, and then I need a black. Again, I'll be hunting and pecking because this is not a laid out perfectly here. All these pieces. I will be doing some hunting and pecking as I try to find the pieces I need. But as we build through bags 2 and 3, it will be a lot easier to find things because there will be less pieces to sort. I do need to find this one gray piece that I just don't immediately see. A light gray that has dials on it. And I don't immediately see that, which is... it's not super surprising that I can't find a thing that I need to find, but it is a little fucking worrying that I can't find a thing that I need to find immediately. So that's, I'm going to try to find all the other pieces that I need, and then I'm going to really look for that, because that's not great. It could be that it is actually a dark gray piece, and then it was printed on a dark gray piece, and I just can't see, because it's like one of these pieces here. But I don't see this piece in light gray, and I do need that for the dashboard. I found it. I did find it. It was upside down underneath another thing. So now all I need is a 1x1 wedge. Or ramp. Anyway, let's see. He did apologize. But yeah, it's been reported that his ban will be 14 days. And then apparently he's taking a break, which is a thing that people should do when these things happen. It is understandable that he will be doing that, as there is a lot of negative attention on him. Now, will that affect any sort of change? Will that affect how many people come back when he does come back? How his personality and all of that? I don't know. The more statements that come out, I will say, are like better to read, but still, I'm not like, oh yeah, good on you, buddy. Um, he has apparently taken a break from running the streamer affiliated publisher Mad Mushroom. He's a co-founder. He's stepping away from the company following his rants. As an indie game publisher, we exist to empower developers from all cultures and backgrounds. We share their stories and passions through their art. There have been multiple people that work in that company that were like, hey, here is my statement on what the fuck Zach just goddamn said. So there were people who were willing to talk about that, which is, it should not be their job to have to give context or give personal anecdotes about why they should be treated with respect. It's fucked that they feel that they would have to do that, or that they would forced to do that. But basically, yeah, the rest of the company was like, yeah, hey, what the fuck, man? So he is stepping away from his leadership role at Mad Mushroom to work on himself and hold himself accountable. Will that actually happen? Who knows? Will he take a break from YouTube? Will he take a break from streaming on his other account? Again, we don't know. We're not, I don't know. I don't have the answers for you on that. I can just tell you that it's all pretty fucked. It's all pretty fucked. But I am glad that there was a public outcry. I'm glad that there was a immediate condemnation of it. Because he was clearly, beyond being a scumbag and saying incredibly vitriolic bullshit and just being a dumbass, beyond all of that, he was clearly breaking terms of service on Twitch. And so the ban, good that it happened. Let's see. He apologized and he made a video on YouTube. I haven't said that. My apologies for not saying that. He also made an apology video on YouTube that, again, did come off better than many apology videos, which is not saying much. It's a low bar. He is also stepping away from his responsibilities at Starforge and Mythic Talent. Yeah. You may remember him from saying lots of dumb shit, especially in 2024. Just working on, you're rallying against diversity and equity, inclusion, standing up for Black Myth Wudong developers, despite having no honest understanding of what was going on there or any insight, but just because there were allegations made, feeling the need to defend that company, just like a bunch of nonsense, just like consistent bunch of nonsense. I am building 4 chairs right now, so we're going to get all the parts we need to assemble some chairs. Get all these chairs together here. Pretty sure. Yes, so we're building chairs. Get that there. We'll get that there. And then I need one of these here. All right. And then I got to do 2 more of exactly what I'm doing here. One of these, one of these. I will say this. Asmongold's apology video does clear, again, a low bar. Because it does take responsibility in that it is somewhat of a good look at where his life is now and some sort of realization that he is not pleased with where things are, with where he is at. And that is at least interesting. Hopefully that does lead to self-reflection and growth as a person. Let's see. Maybe I need a course correction. I hope getting suspended is one of the best things that ever happened to me. I don't know whether that's going to be true, but I'm going to try and do things differently. Hey, Lashbrook. And make sure to live up to that reality. And because he said something to the effect of the last 2 years he's been devolving into a mean-spirited version of himself. And I do think that like that kind of echo chamber, go, stream for hours on end kind of thing will affect you. But where most of your interactions are like toxic, can really, really fuck you up. But who knows? Who knows? At the very least, like, he's not on the platform right now saying complete and other garbage. And that's good. That is good for Twitch, you know? That he is not going to be there. That's great. You like at the very least that is an improvement for Twitch to not have him there. It's fucking gross shit. Still gross shit. Let's see. If you are, yes, Lord Crashington is just generally nice. Who knows? Maybe with some time and perspective, he will come around on some things that he has been grossly awful about. Who knows? Who knows? Or nothing will change. But either way, good riddance for now. So if you were one of the Tekken 8 review bombers, one, I understand your rage on this issue, but you gotta figure out more constructive ways to rage. And two, congratulations on getting $5. Apparently, there was some DLC for Tekken 8 that wasn't part of the season pass, and fans were fucking pissed off. There was a new stage coming that wasn't included in the, I should stress this, $110 deluxe version at launch. So apparently this was it was a level. Sorry, it wasn't a character, it was a level. Wasn't part of they were basically like, here's DLC that's not part of the season pass, which is fucked. Sure. But people were very mad because it was going to cost $5. And so then there was a review bombing on Steam. And now Bandai Namco is giving players $5. Again, not $5 cash, should stress this. $5 worth of free Tekken coins to appease people. We apologize for not meeting the community expectations for playable character year one pass content and the Genmanji Temple DLC release method. So again, making it clear. They're like playable character year one pass is what they're saying. So because to the Tekken devs, they didn't do anything wrong. Selling a $5 level or stage is different from their season pass, because their season pass is for playable character year one pass is what they had. So like, but they're like, oh, people are mad, so give them $5 in coins, and hopefully they won't be as mad with us, and we can continue to get money from them. So if you bought the season pass, if you bought the expensive season pass version, you get $5 in credits. If you bought, also make sure you log in between October 29th and November 26th to get 500 Tekken coins, which is about $5, to spend on other microtransactions. And of course, the first comment on there was, "This is a W for Tekken. Thanks for listening to feedback," which is not true. They didn't listen to feedback. They tried to bribe their community to stop being so mad about the thing they definitely don't feel bad for doing. But sure, it's a big W. Well, there never was an explicit promise that future DLC stages would be included in a $3 character pass. Recent fighting game microtransactions trends, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. Yeah. Tekken condition fans to expect certain things, including annual passes. Yeah. To me, I bought the expensive version of WWE 2K24, right? I bought the expensive version of that. I bought the season pass included, so I get all of the DLC. If they then were like, there's also another DLC character that wasn't part of the season pass, I will be annoyed. I probably wouldn't review bomb it, but I'd be annoyed that I spent $100 to get all the DLC and play the game early, and I didn't get all the DLC, right? If they like took one of the packs away, then I would be fucking furious. But if they were like, and also we added this person to, like, I don't know, NXT people to it. We added Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry. I'd be like, fuck, I should get that. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But if they did, I could see myself being mad about it. All right, so let's put all our seats in here, and then we'll do the minifig test. This kit does not come with minifigs. It does not have anything to put people in. So I can't tell you if it's, oops, this went in wrong. Can't tell you if this is like the right way to do it. I want to say this is, yeah, this looks right. I do like that the backs pivot here. That's fun. I like that. That's neat. And then, all right, we got our astronaut minifig here. Our astronaut minifig, if I put up these don't go all the way up. So maybe I put them down. Yeah, if I do it like that. Yeah, all right. That kind of works. I can put a minifig in here. I can put a minifig in the front seat to drive. It kind of works. All right, yeah, okay, sure. We'll leave it in there for now. But yeah, we got seats done. Let's move on to some of the back of the van. Got some flat back parts here. I need two 2x4s. I need two 2x4s, one 1x3, and one 1x4. So we'll get those pieces there. Let's see. Other things we can talk about here. Riot Games laid off a bunch of people and then put out a statement because they're assholes. They put out a statement that read like, hey, we're figuring out we're blah blah, just like the dumbest kind of spin that nobody's fucking buying, because they're like, how are you going to make the game better than ever with less people working on it? What the fuck are you talking about, jackals? I'm sure there are some people that are like, awesome, but 32 employees. 27 were active League of Legends developers, and 5 were from Riot's publishing division, which they don't do a lot of, and does make some amount of sense that they would lay off there. But yeah, 27 people let go at Riot Games. And most of them were part of the League of Legends team. So Mark Merrill, who is the co-founder, said a bunch of goddamn dumb bullshit. That basically was like, we're making sure we have the right expertise so that League continues to be great for another 15 years and beyond, and then it followed up with, this isn't about reducing headcount to save money. We're not slowing down work on the game you love. We're investing heavily in solving today's challenges faster while also building for the future. And I don't fucking, don't say that, because it's obviously a lie. Don't just flat out lie like that. What are you talking about? If you are laying off 27 people, you are definitely cutting costs, and you are definitely not making sure you have the right expertise. Are you saying you had 27 people that didn't have the right expertise for League of Legends? What are you fucking talking about? Come the fuck on. That's nonsense. And nobody is buying that shit. It's just clearly nonsensical bullshit. Oh, did I miss a piece here? I did. There's a long piece here that needs to go on. Oh, I missed this step down here. There we go. I was like, what's going on here? I'm definitely missing something. I missed a whole step. I got so fucking mad about dumb bullshit that I missed a step in this build. It's weird to suggest you need the layoffs to make the game better. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Lord Crashington. It's complete and utter nonsense to say that. And it's also what, and I appreciate this article from Game Developer, because they were like, Merrill's statement echoes that of High Res CEO. That's the people that make Smite. And he said the time these cuts would help ensure the long-term success of Smite 2. And all that means is, by success, they mean lowering the head count so they can save money on paying people, because that way, if they are going to hire, they can hire people at much lower rates because they're going to be hiring new people, which does, on paper, solve certain problems, but it creates a slew of new problems, because now the people who are still there that are expected to pick up the slack for all the people they left, who also are afraid of getting laid off at any time, they also have the fear of, or they also have to then train the new people. And this is also the fact that they, not just in League of Legends, they laid off over 500 people earlier this year across all divisions, because League of Legends is the one that makes the money, and there are various ways to have a label and work on different games and try to build up Riot as more than Riot is more than just League of Legends. Apparently was costing so much money they laid off a bunch of people, but now they're finally, the other shoe is dropped, and they're coming for League people. So basically he said, despite these new reductions, Merrill rationed the League of Legends team will eventually be larger than it is today, which is the thing where you're like, okay, so you're going to hire up at some point, but before you hired up, you fired a bunch of people. That doesn't bode confidence in your fucking company. That to me as a developer, that does not make me go, ooh, I can't wait to work there. Because anytime they think they're changing the winds of direction, I could just get laid off. Yeah, it's all weird corporate nonsense. And sucks. Don't Nod is basically looking to Don't Nod is probably going to lay people off. So their financials for the first half of the year were bad. This is a French studio, and they are talking about a reorganization project. Because they've had a rough year, and they have a game coming out next year. Here's the thing. If you're saying to yourself, Pat, why didn't they just lay people off? Why do we know about that? That's weird, and it is weird. Unfortunately, it does feel weird as Americans, who the majority of you watching this either now or later on the archives are statistically, for my audience, you are Americans. It does feel weird. Well, that's because there are laws in France that protect employees. French law requires a company to first consult with staff representatives if more than 10 employees are being let go. If their count is larger than 50. Look, if you have 9 employees in your company, you can lay them off. But if your company is larger than 50 and you're impacting more than 10 people, you gotta fucking talk to them about it by law. And they want to have a dialogue. Now, one of the other elements of this that we should mention is the fact that Don't Nod is a union studio. Hell yeah, France. Don't Nod is the French Game Developer Union, STJV, was basically like, hey, this sucks. They condemned these plans and said that it sucks. The climax of a series of catastrophic decisions denounced for a long time by workers' representatives. Don't Nod had run into a lot of disagreements of their practices by employees there for a long time coming. Okay, so there is a blue 1x2 somewhere in here, probably mixed in with the black. The back bumper is blue, so there is a blue piece here that I didn't recognize as blue previously, and I have not found it. That's black. My eyesight is pretty good, but sometimes things fall through the cracks here. A navy blue mixed in with a bunch of black will look black to me. No, this is blue. Okay, maybe this is blue. No, that's definitely the blue piece. This is black. Okay. I now have to dig around and find it. So my apologies here. I found it. It is not a sticker. It is just a blue 1x2 with a little extra thing here. There's no license plate on this because, it's the A-Team van. They don't want a license plate. They don't want to have proper plates. It's just my eyesight isn't the best in the world and I couldn't read it. Let's see. Connection. Keep direct messages. What is this? I got an email here and I'm like, what? Is this a LinkedIn thing? No, this is somebody trying to... Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck this is. Sorry. Gain rep mail. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what gain rep is, but fuck this shit. I have no idea what gain rep is. I don't know who Ashley Craig is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what gain rep is, but somebody on gain rep wanted to connect with me. And I don't know what that is. Sorry. That email just really fucking threw me off. So I was like, I need to look at this for more than a second. All right, we found the piece that I was looking for. Everything's cool. There are stickers for this kit, but they're all red stickers for the details on the van. Anyway, yeah. I don't know Ashley. No, I don't know that Ashley. It's, honestly, it's totally possible I do know that person, and this wasn't just some company trying to get me to sign up with a fake person. Because I know a lot of people. It's totally possible I know who that is, but I'm good because I don't know what that place is, and so I think I'm okay. I don't need to connect with someone I'm not immediately sure I know who they are on some website I definitely didn't sign up for and don't know. I'm good. The union noted how nearly a year later, this is proven to be disavowed and useless, exactly what it predicted. Oh, yes, because they already had layoffs and tried to reorganize, and apparently that didn't do anything. So the video game developer union in France was basically just like, yeah, we don't like this restructuring idea because you're bad at restructuring, and we've told you you're bad at it, and you keep wanting to try to say this shit, and it's not working. So hopefully there will be a way to prevent layoffs at Don't Nod, but Jesus, a rough time. There was a layoff story. Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Speaking of French studios, the French studio for Ubisoft. Ubisoft is trying to mandate a return to office policy at all of their campuses. And France has led the charge of fuck off. And apparently Italy, the Italy Ubisoft studios, is joining that fight in saying fuck off, which is awesome. Good for them. This is Ubisoft Milan. Employees for Ubisoft's French-based team have been striking this week over the three-day-a-week return to office mandate, and now developers from the Milan team are holding their own strike today, which was October 17th. So they're also on strike. And again, hey, they're part of Fiume Sigil Union, which is their union members, and they said they were afraid of having to quit their jobs because of the reinstated policy. It is unthinkable that a young person who lives in another region or in any case far from our territory could spend 3 days a week in Milan, turning their existence upside down. It is not economically sustainable and unfair on a human level. Because, reminder, these companies that went work from home, in many instances, were fucking psyched about the idea of having people, like a wider pool of employees, and resumes coming in, because even if you were like, well, you have to be Italian to work in the Milan office or whatever, we'll look at that. They still had the whole country to look at instead of people who could afford to live in Milan. And now they're saying, oh, come in. Also, reminder, not specifically, I do not know this case, but in many cases, a lot of these companies that were like, we're removing the work from, we're returning to, 3 days, or whatever, don't have the office space for all their employees to actually do that, because they reduced the amount of office space they had to save money when they couldn't force people to be in the office. And now they are struggling to figure that shit out. How's that going to work? Well, they don't know. They'll figure it out. Ubisoft Montreal was the first studio to do the return to work. And people were fucking pissed about that. Yeah, so that's awesome. Power to the workers. That rules. And yeah, the French workers have been on strike since the 15th. And this is not the first time that French Ubisoft employees have done a strike action. There was a walkout back in February where the raises, the guaranteed pay raise that they have in their contract, turned out to be 2 or 3% pay raises, and so they walked out and got a better raise. Weirdly enough, it took a while, but eventually did. In good video game news, let's end on a good video game news story. Let's talk about more money to invest in games, in independent games, from the fine folks at Innersloth, the makers of Among Us. They have a publishing arm called Outer Sloth, and that fund has increased. The money coming in on that fund has increased to allow for more game development and more supporting of game dev, I should say. I need... The fact that they show me actual size on here is really great. I can look at this and do the one-to-one. These knockoff companies are slowly inching their way towards making a better product every time. Not every time, but a lot of the time here, I am impressed with them figuring some of their shit out. Good on them. Let's see. So we got that going on here. And then we'll... so we got to do... This is a weird thing that I'm doing right now where I am making like a roll cage here on the front. A strange way to do it, but sure, whatever. We'll get this done here. Yeah, so they have signed 13 games to the new label since they announced it in June. I believe one game has come out so far with it. They have more money every year to fund games. It's still run by Victoria Tran and Forrest at the company at Innersloth. Still working on that stuff. Now Casey Yano and then a mystery developer who does not want to who wants to be anonymous. They also are putting fun. That's Forrest Willard, I should say. Forrest Willard is continuing to be involved in this project along with. Does this look right? Guess this is right. I think the photo here just doesn't look quite right, but everything about this is I'm doing this as instructed, so I think I'm doing okay here. It just doesn't look as clean as I would like it, but whatever. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think that's awesome. That they are doing publishing and they got more money to do it. And I hope that more and more cool games come out because of it. I don't know. That made me happy to read that they're continuing and they're getting more funding. They'll be able to continue to support that. Oh, you know what it is? I figured it out, folks. There are two different bendy parts like this, and I grabbed the 3 of the tall ones. I figured this out. You might be able to look at this from here and see that it's hard to see because it's black. Yeah, you can see this. Here's the size I do need. These are all too big. That's why it doesn't fit right. Is because I did it wrong. Turns out I did it wrong, and I need to find these smaller ones. These are probably for something else. So I don't want I'm going to keep a large one here so I can tell the difference. I need the small one. This is probably easier to vibe there. I need the smaller ones there, not the larger ones, with a deeper bend. So I need to find those. I will find those, and then we'll take a pause for the cause. I talk about ways you can support channel and all that stuff. And I need to find 2 more of these. Again, these sharp, acute bends here. Because I need 4 of those, right? Yeah. And it looks like there's the larger ones I will use later. I wish that they had done a better job of differentiating these two sizes. That would have been nice, but whatever. I've got a lot of these large ones. Trying to find the smaller ones here. I'm gonna, unless those are supposed to be the small one. Wait. Maybe this was the wrong one. And maybe I did have it right. Because I know that there's two of them needed for the bottom bumper, which got to go like this. And that actually, that doesn't look right. That looks better. Yeah, okay. All right, let me figure this out here. Let me get all of the bendies out of here, and we'll see. Because if I don't have enough of the small bends, then I'll know that these are actually the bottom ones. Okay, so I guess the first one was right. It just doesn't... It didn't look right, but I guess it was accurate. None of this is surprising. Okay. I think the photo just isn't a good representation, because now that I dig through all these pieces, this is it. I got 2 of these that I'll need later, and I got 4 on the front gear that are all the same size. If I had 4 of these, then I would think that I had figured it out, but since I only have 2 of them, that must be the case, everybody. And I can always fix my mistake later, because it's the front bumper. This isn't going to get blocked by anything, so I guess it is the large ones. Yeah. And the photo just doesn't look quite right. Doesn't look right. But then these will be down here to other pipes, the shorter pipes here. 1x3s. Then another 1x3. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. And then these will go like, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of how that goes. That's how that looks. Sure. All right. Okay, I can keep working on this. Oh yeah, and I got to put clear parts that go on here. Put those there. We will keep working on this after we do our pause for the cause, and I talk about ways you can support the channel and all that, which I'll be doing right now. Hello. Hi. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, link with your Twitch, you get a token you can use. If you know, and it's basically like subbing for free. And I get the benefits of it. I benefit just like you were using your own Cash Money. Now, if you are a subscriber, feel free to reply with those emotes we can see. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here because you're already here. Reminder that if you are thinking of subscribing, to do so through a website and not do it through the Twitch app, because that way you can save yourself money every month when you subscribe to anybody. If you want to do a gift sub, you could do that. We haven't added any gift subs this month. Bits and coins always appreciated. If you want to be like Harold and join the gift sub leaderboard or the cheerleader board like Harold has there, you could do that. Again, I'm just going to quickly go through the ways you can support me as fast as I can, and then we'll get back to the assembly of this thing. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There is a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon if you are so inclined. I'd love to have you over there on the Patreon. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe, of course. Subscribing is free. If you want to become a member over there, you could do that. We do have memberships over there for $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos. a day early, which is a nice little benefit for people. If you want to see my videos a little early, you could do that. Let's see, what else can I say? Those are monthly ways to support me. If you want to support me on a one-time basis, I have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you could do that. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch. All of that money is collected, and I buy model kits and Lego sets and knockoff Lego sets like this darn thing here. I was able to buy that because of your generosity. Previous you has helped out present me. If you want to help out future me, you could buy something, and then I will, support me there, and then I'll build it on stream, and I'll keep going, and I'll keep buying stuff. I do have a fun little backlog of things that I'd be happy to build. Now, if you want to decide what I build next, and you're like adamant to do it, and maybe you don't want to do a monthly, you just want a one-time, help me out so I can keep doing this stuff. You could buy something off my Amazon wish list. Not only will the thing you purchased jump the queue and become the next thing that I built, because it's only fair, but also if you bought something from my wish list, I'll get a dedicated YouTube video made for my YouTube channel about the thing you purchased, called a mailbag video, where I give you a big thanks, and then I'll mention you every time I work on the kit. I've got Lego sets and model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that are never on sale, kits that are on sale all the ding dang time, knockoff Lego kits, all kinds of different things and things that I'd be happy to build if you would like to see me build it. See if there's something on the list that you'd like to see me put together. Again, I got knockoff Lego, I got model kits, I got real Lego sets, I got inexpensive things, very expensive things, free shipping, not free shipping, all kinds of things and things. See if you want to pick up anything. I don't know. I'd be happy to work on something. I got a big old kits, all kinds of things. Some gear at the bottom, because it's always nice to have an option for gear. I added one Sonic the Hedgehog Lego set, and now Amazon keeps suggesting Sonic the Hedgehog Lego sets and other Sonic stuff to add to the list, but I don't want to do that. But if you want me to build Shadow the Hedgehog on a cool motorcycle, you could buy that kit for me to build. You could. My alternative to Amazon is my Throne wish list. I got a bunch of stuff on there as well, because it's nice to have alternatives to Amazon. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially is to go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy gift cards. Then you'll buy that gift card. It will send you a code to your email. Then you will send me a whisper on Twitch, or a DM on Twitter, or a private chat on Blue Sky, or a private mention on over on Mastodon with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something on USA Gundam Store, and then build it. And again, jump the queue, get your own dedicated video, all of that. I've had a plethora of new follows over on the old Blue Sky. I wonder why. I wonder why that's happening, where people are suddenly following me back from me following them months ago. It's so wild to think about people suddenly on Blue Sky. Who could imagine why that is happening? But yeah, it is. More people. I got more followers on Blue Sky. It's all happening on Blue Sky now. If you want to support me and not spend any money, you can always join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. Blue Sky's pretty cool. So you're welcome to go hang out in the Discord. My Discord's pretty poppin'. It's pretty great. Love to see you over there on the Discord. A couple of video links before we get back into things and get to some anime talk. I need to tell you about some of the things that I am video-wise I put out this week. Pat Baer's Anime Club. Every 4 months, new anime comes out. We get new anime. It never ends. It's ongoing new anime. Here's one of the things about this new anime. Sometimes there are isekai. This season, there are only a few. There's 7, and the argument is that there are 8, but I don't believe that there are 8. I believe there are only 7. And I talked about all 7 isekai that are out this season and what I think about, or if I was going to watch them or not. Because some of them hadn't come out at the time of me producing this video, that video. So take a look at that video, see if there's something there that appeals to you that you're like, oh, I want to check this out. I want to check out this show. Oh, I'm probably not going to watch that show. You know, give it a watch if you can. And the other video I would like you to check out is Kuma Baer, which is my weekly anime recommendation series. That's right. Every week I recommend anime, and every month there's a new theme. This month's theme is the best of the summer 2024 season. And I talked about Dahlia in Bloom. That's a show that I covered weekly here on Build with Bear. It is by definition an isekai, but it's stylistically just a romance show, like a real slow burn, lovely little romance series that I think is really good, and I think you should check out. And I talked about it in video format for under a minute because that's how long shorts are. And even though shorts are getting longer, I still think I'm probably going to talk for under a minute in them because I think that's a fun thing where I have to, in under a minute, get all my thoughts out about a show that I like and I'm recommending. I don't know. I think that limits can be fun to put those on. You know, it's challenging in a way that I like. Okay, that is me finishing promotion and also finishing, as I was finishing my promotion here, I did a little bit of this model kit thing here, which we're almost ready to move on. I keep saying model kit out of habit. This is not a model kit. It's not a model kit, Pat. I'm building a knockoff Lego set. It's a Tweandar brick kit, clearly, or brick set, clearly, Pat. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not Lego. Why would you even think it's Lego? It's not. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a moment. In order to continue to work on this kit, I need to drink some water, and we need to get back to the overhead camera. And we will do that right now dramatically. And so here we go. All right. So let's continue to work on this thing here. We are. This is the side. Wait, this is the side of the van. That doesn't make any sense to me. Is this the side of the van? What? Oh no. Okay. I thought these instructions were telling me to put this there. It's the front of the van. The instructions confused me for a second. That's user error. I got confused. That didn't make no sense at all. So I was like, what's happening? Anyway, I have 2 anime to talk to you about. One is an isekai. One, some people say is an isekai, but I don't buy it. We're talking about I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, which is on Crunchyroll, and Dragon Ball Daima, which I am watching on Crunchyroll. Very different series. But let's talk about them while I figure this part out here. While I build this section of the front of our van here. I need 2 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those, and each goes on either side. Okay, so I need a 1x6. Find that. I need 2 of these, and then 2 of these. Okay, so if you missed me talking about episode 1 of I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, let me give you the plot synopsis of this particular thing. Our main girl we don't know much about her life, but she knows that she loved this Otome game. And she really loved Ashley, the villainess. She thought the villainess was cool. And her way of being a villainess was righteous. And she really liked it. And now she is embodying that character years and years before the plot of the game. So she has, she's been training in sword fighting since a young age with her brothers. And there's a collection of young men, including the prince named Duke, which is annoying. That is a choice that is very annoying to me in my attempts to talk about this series. That there is that the prince is named Duke. But anyway, the characters who will eventually go on to be the boys in the Otome game, like the love interests, are now young, and they are all, particularly Duke, fascinated by our main character and her attempts to be a proper villainess, and her desires to be a strong villain. The king is enamored with her quick wit and her wisdom, which are far beyond her years, and she's just like doing what she thinks is right. Let's see. Apparently, our girl. This is not the right piece. I need. Oh, this. No, I do need a. I need a 1x. I need a 1x8. No, 1x6. Hmm. 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 Is that supposed to be a double and not a single? Hmm. This, okay, so something's weird here because this doesn't work. This is 8 across. And this is just, oh, this is a 5. Okay. Whew. This is a 5. This is the 6 that we need. I was like, this isn't working. There's a good reason why that 1x5 wasn't working, because it was a 1x5, not a 1x6. There we go. Jesus, Pat, what are you? And then we'll need the 1x8, which we got there. And then we need 2 of the disc things, whose names I don't know. These the disc things, yeah. All right, so we'll put the disc ones on here, and then that goes. How does that fit on? That? Okay, yeah. It goes like that. All right. Whoops. Oh no. This fell off. Oh, there it goes. Wait. There it is. Sorry, got very quiet suddenly as I try to piece together what I did wrong here. There we go. Okay, so get back to this anime, episode 2. Apparently, near their house, near where their noble house is, there is a village called Loana. Loana is it is basically isolated from the rest of the country, the kingdom, with a magical barrier. And because there used to be some criminals that came from there. So the rest of the place has been cut off, and it's full of people who are in desperate situations and certainly need some support. And our girl wants to go, Alicia wants to go figure out what's going on there and see it for herself. Hearing about it isn't enough. She wants to go and visit. So apparently they got sealed off by nobles, and only nobles because only nobles know how to use magic. So even though she hasn't demonstrated any magic ability yet, she does apparently have the capacity to know magic. So she can go on this excursion, I guess. She slips in. She wants to see the misery for herself. So she runs into an old man who is blind named Will, and Will seems to know that she is a noble. He seems very aware of her nobility, but is still helping her out. And we find out his backstory is that he talked back to some noble who then blinded him and charged him as a criminal. And Alicia is like pretty unhappy with after talking to Will and seeing how people live. She's fairly unhappy about all this. But apparently 2 years pass, and she's been studying and she's been training in the sword. And she's 10 years old now. So she's 10 because we started, when she was 8. She's 10 now. And she's like, okay, it's time for me to be a proper villainess and go and take the swordsmanship exam that everybody takes around my age. And her father's like, no. So her father's like, you can't do it. I won't let you do it until you're at least 15, which is a bummer. Now, this is not because they're trying to protect her, and it's not because they're like, being sexist or anything like that. Apparently, she's so good at being a sword, she's so good as a swordswoman, there's literally no need to test her at all. And at 10, if people see how good she is, she'll be the center of attention, and they don't want that. They want her to have more time as a child, having a happy childhood, which is like reasonable, except that's definitely not what she wants. And from my understanding of the material here, that's an impossible feat, is for her to like live in obscurity. Also, reminder, we know this, that the king regularly visits her and asks for, he asks open-ended questions for her about policy, which she thinks is a test. We'll find out one later. But in my opinion anyway, without with no real fact on it, my feeling is that he is just looking to her for advice. So they're going to make her wait. At this time, she takes another secret outing to the poor village, the nearby poor village that's been isolated. She sees a 6-year-old get beaten. We don't see a lot of this attack, thankfully, but a 6-year-old gets beaten and is pretty much left for dead. And Will is trying to look after the child, but can't really do much. So our girl goes off and gets the herbs needed to heal. And there's a shop owner that supplies her with the herbs that she needs. And of course, she's supposed to be a villainess, but her motivation is that, which is very fun, is so she wants to be a villainess. That's the whole thing. She wants to be an evil villainess, the best villainess in the world, and do the video game version of this character justice. But she wants to prove that she can do anything that the eventual heroine of this game can do. She can do it too. And that to me feels like her justifying her actions, because she, even though she wants to be a villainess, she's still just like a nice person at heart. And she's got her own justice, which I think is great. Apparently, she's been learning magic over time, which we didn't know. This whole time she has been secretly learning magic, and she's really exhausted from learning all this. And of course, again, it's a secret, so nobody else knows. So she's tired, and it just so happens that as she's learned level 5 magic at the age of, I think she's still 10 in this, she's really worn out by it. And the king shows up and asks her a bunch of questions, and which again, she thinks are tests to see like her aptitude. But really, in my opinion, these aren't tests so much as these are just policy questions that the let's see, 3 pieces, and then 3 pieces, 3, and then 3. So what am I supposed to go? Flat. Okay. This is just the king trying to get a 10-year-old's advice, is my gut feeling on it. Anyway, she answers the questions as best she can, seemingly to his satisfaction, and then immediately faints. And she just so happens to be caught by Duke, because the Duke is definitely there as well. And she has a fever because she is just exhausted. They call for a doctor, and apparently her being tired and not feeling well and maybe going through withdrawals from magic or something, she can't take her medicine, and Duke decides, Duke is, I believe, 15 at this time. Duke decides that the best way to do this is to administer the medicine via lip lock, and kisses her, which is, I don't think, particularly cool. Now, this is a romance series, and so ages kind of get, and I've definitely read worse. I've read a lot of like, you were my teacher, now I'm of age, and now we can be together stuff that's fucking gross. This doesn't feel as gross. It feels weird, but I don't know if it feels gross. Maybe it does, and I'm just a bad read on this stuff. But it didn't feel terrible. It just felt like, I guess we gotta have this awkward, weird moment. Anyway, it's kind of weird. And that's episode 2. Overall, I'm really liking I'll Be a Villainess that goes down in history. It's slow, 2 episodes in. I really like Alicia. I think that there's something about this character that really works for me. So I am interested in reading more, or watching more, I should say. Watching more of it. I think there's definitely something there to the character, and so I'm looking forward to more episodes. I'm a week behind. I might get caught up at some point, or I might just stay a week behind because I don't really need to get caught up immediately. But maybe I will. When did that episode come out? I'm Villainous. Let me just look at the Wikipedia. Yeah, episode 3 came out this week. That's right. Yeah, yesterday. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm a week behind. I might get caught up next week and do 3 and 4. But the other show, hey, let's talk about Dragon Ball. It's 2024, and there's a new Dragon Ball series for me to talk about. And yes, there was, Super and all that, but it's just weird that there's a new Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Daima, episode 1, asks you, the viewer, to remember that a character from Dragon Ball Z was the Demon Realm's king. What? Fuck off. First of all, fuck off. Dragon Ball Daima. You want me to remember... One, you want me to remember the character of Dabura. You want me to remember Dabura, and then you also want me to remember that Dabura died, and that Dabura was sided with Majin Buu and all of that. And what? You want me to remember that the demon-looking guy that was part of the Majin forces... What? You want me to remember that character exists? That's ridiculous. Anyway, Dabura existed. Dabura's dead. And the new king of the demon realm, there's the demon realm. Goma is the new king of the demon realm. They're watching. They know what happened to Majin Buu. There are some other characters. There's the character Shin, and Desuga, and Dr. Arisu. A bunch of new fucking characters. I mean, they did explain it rather than require you to remember it on your own. Yes, Lashbrook. They did painstakingly try to explain it. I am being a bit facetious in my "are you fucking kidding me" about this. They do go out of their ways to be like, this happened and then this happened. But anyway, this shit is like Majin Buu stuff happened. And a bunch of people are like, hey, you know what we should do? We should use the Dragon Balls to make sure that we should use the Dragon Balls and then we'll use the Dragon Balls, and we'll make all the people that fought Majin Buu young, because that way they won't pose any threat to us, the demon realm, which they, of course, were not interested in. But sure, I understand taking precautions. There's a long thing about trying to get the demon realm's Dragon Balls, because of course there are Dragon Balls in the demon realm, because there are a variety of Dragon Balls out there. We have seen many of them over the years. So they're like, okay, well, we can't get our Dragon Balls because there is a robot, or the robots named Tamagotchi. No, it's not Tamagotchi. Tamagamis. There's all these Tamagamis that will definitely make our lives difficult. So we don't want to do that. Oh, this is the windshield? Okay. This is going to be the windshield. Got it. So we don't want to do that. But we still want Dragon Balls. So let's go to, we'll go get the we'll get the other Dragon Balls. Apparently, yes. Neva, the creator of the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls, they're like, let's go to Kami's Lookout. They go to Kami's Lookout. We found out the Nekians were always from the Demon Realm, and some of them just colonized Namek, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Dr. Arasu visited Earth at some point, we find out, which I think is going to be important later. Knowing that there are Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm is also maybe going to be important later. I think we're laying some groundwork here in the first episode. Basically, Neva uses abilities to collect the Dragon Balls. Dende is like, hey, no, don't do that. And they knock him out. And then meanwhile, it's Trunks' birthday. And so a bunch of the Z fighters are at the Capsule Corps. And then that is why Degasu summons Shenron. And then the wish is made that all of the warriors that fought Majin Buu will be turned into children. Dun dun dun! It's the plot of the anime. I think that Dragon Ball Daima looks really good. This is my brief thing here. I think I will keep watching this week to week. I will say this. I want to be excited about a Dragon Ball series. A Dragon Ball series where Goku is young is not as exciting to me. Where other characters are also young makes me a bit more excited, but I am not super duper unbelievably jazzed about a series where Goku is young, because I have been burned before in a show where Goku is young again. I'm talking about Dragon Ball GT, which on the one hand has Vegeta with a mustache, A+, top tier, high grade. That's S rank. Vegeta with a mustache, being a concerned father for his teenage daughter. Sure, we got that. Excellent. We get one of the deepest callbacks of any Dragon Ball series, where the Dragon Balls become real dragons because the Dragon Balls have been used so much that they get pissed off and take dragon form and fight. And they represent different wishes. And one of them represents the very first wish way back in Dragon Ball of the pair of panties. And that dragon is very embarrassed that they are the rage of a wish for panties. And that is funny. That is a funny, deep callback that I appreciate. But most of Dragon Ball GT sucks. It's a character that... what about Krillin's mustache in GT? No, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care about Krillin's hair or whatever. Outside of Krillin wearing a snazzy white suit with a giant white matching white hat. I don't care about Krillin as fashion or facial hair. No. But GT gives us a character that looks like Trunks, like future Trunks. The one of, if not the coolest Dragon Ball characters of all time, future Trunks. And then they're like, well, Trunks would obviously grow up to look like him. But this Trunks is not the same Trunks, because of course he isn't. But that doesn't mean I have to like him. Pan is really annoying. There's an annoying robot. Goku is just has a young body, but also acts like a kid. And like that kind of makes sense, but I don't have to like it. And there's just so much about GT. The arcs are long and bad. A lot of the new characters are terrible. It's just a real low point. It feels like a punishment. And so the idea that they're like, we're going to do a new series and Goku is young. Like, I'm not super jazzed about it. Lord Crashton tells us that they're doing a new DLC for DBZ Kakarot based on Daima. So I'm curious to see what's up with the show. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Again, I'm being negative here in a way that I don't have to be. I could choose to be positive about this. Oh, here's our weapon box here. So we'll put that there. I could choose to be more positive about this. I thought it looked good. And who knows? Maybe I'll fall in love with it. Maybe it'll be so goddamn fun that I will be totally okay with that. The Demon Realm, we haven't really explored too much, so that's kind of a fun idea, is to explore that. So I don't hate that. And I think it really comes down to how the characters interact. Also, seems like Netflix gets Daima on Fridays. Okay, yeah, I knew that it was coming to multiple places, but I have Crunchyroll, so I just watched it on Crunchyroll. I haven't looked at Netflix's thing to see. I just watched it on Crunchyroll. Because that's where I can. I will be interested to see, like, I know that Goku uses the power pole. I don't know why he uses the power pole. Like, did making him young make him weaker? Is that what we're doing here? And like, I guess you would kind of want to do that. You would want him to be weaker because otherwise like everyone has to be scaled so high. But then it's like, okay, I don't know. I'll be watching this. At the very least, I can tell you I'm going to watch the second episode. Beyond that, I don't know. I'll watch 2 or 3. Who knows? But I am excited that it exists. New Dragon Ball, it makes me happy. I actually wouldn't mind more Super, honestly. I think Super's pretty great, but if this is what we get, this is what we get. I just want Super to get to the point where Oob is there. I just want Oob to be around. I thought Oob was a really fun idea. A human with the soul of, or at least part of the soul of Majin Buu. A human, because he is reincarnated as part of Buu, is as, like, could be Earth's actual next defender and the strongest person on Earth. I think is just a really fun premise that I would like to see explored. I need to find one more of these, and I don't see it. It's mixed in with all these pieces here. I will find it. I will find you. One bendy piece that I can't find. I just have to slowly go through every single one of these pieces to find it. But I will. I will find it. I do wish they kept doing Super. Yeah, I would like to see more Super. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with this. but I'm going to keep watching it. We have some time left in the stream, so I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? I always like to hear from you as I search for this piece that I need here among all of these parts here that I cannot find the piece that I need. I found it. Never mind. I did find it. As I was searching for that, I want to hear from you. If you're watching any video games, you're playing anything. Thank you to everybody that showed up. We were small but mighty on Tuesday for my stream. I appreciate anyone that chose to come out to hang out as I played through Europa. My thoughts, I have finished Europa. That is the game this week. I did not spend any time at all with my trading card shop. But I did finish yesterday Europa. And if you missed the stream, it's available on my VODs channel. And I had a very good time with that particular game. There is a animal friend. I won't say exactly what it is. There is an animal friend, and you can pet it. I finished the game. I found all the diary pages. The plot kind of wraps up where I thought it would wrap up. I was incorrect about one thing as I was reading it. It is both a Geppetto story and also not a fully Geppetto story. So, oddly enough, it is and it isn't a Geppetto story, Geppetto Pinocchio story, which I thought was kind of cool. But I did like it. I did. I ended up appreciating the series. I didn't get all the emeralds, of course, and I think I missed like one of the expansions for the being able to jump high. But I had a good time playing that game. I would recommend Europa. I would say if you are thinking about getting that video game, that you want to try out Europa, which is like $15 right now. I think it's on sale. Maybe it's 14 now on sale. I had a really good time playing that game, but I would say just put it on Zen mode. One thing about that fucking video game is that there are turrets that you can go and find the way to turn them off. There are turrets late in the game that you can't turn off. You can only avoid. I also got an achievement for never being hit by a turret. And there are monsters that are monster machines that want to attack you, which is annoying. And then also there are a couple jump things that are totally fine. There's some platforming puzzle things that I actually think were pretty cool. But that game does have wind turbines that just slow you down and make it hard for you to run around. You can't glide. And that shit sucks. So I would say put it on Zen mode if you pick up that game, because you're not missing out on anything. Because it's not like there's actual combat. There's just avoidance of bullshit. And you'll have a better time if you just play it like that. But that's kind of my main game. My D&D crew are getting together tomorrow, which I am looking forward to because we have not played D&D in weeks now. So I get my D&D fix with my crew. I'm very excited about that. Ooh, we're putting our first door on. This is the sliding door here on the van. So you can see it does that. So I'm going to put that on where it needs to go. So now the van door is like... it doesn't quite fit in. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. The part of the chair, or one of the chairs busted here. Okay, but that did work. All right. These chairs were a little weren't quite right here. Okay, yeah. So here's the van door that does open and slide. It just didn't fit quite right because of, I think, the seats on the chair here. Oh, and then the door handle popped off. So that didn't go in as smooth as I would have liked it, but it does work, so that's cool. Okay. So we got a van door in there, a sliding van door, and this van door isn't gonna, I don't believe this van door opens. That's cool. we're making progress on this thing. Oh, we're going to do even more of the van, which makes sense that we still be working on the van on this van build. So I'm excited for some D&D. I've been watching some anime stuff. I'm liking... I'm enjoying. Not loving, but I'm enjoying my time with what game? What game? Well, no, what anime? Goodbye Dragon Life. I remembered it being kind of dumb but fun, and the voice acting I think is really solid and adds a lot to the world of it. So I'm having a good time with that. Okay, orange and red. Orange and, or is that orange? It's supposed to be orange and yellow. Okay, now that's yellow, and so that's gonna be, that's yellow on the front. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh no. There it is. Oops. This side door just kind of popped off in a way that it was not supposed to. Hopefully that I can get that back in. Oh, I can't get that back in like that. All right, so all right, that's in where it should go. This opens like that. That's pretty cool. I think that's supposed to be orange. Because of the sides. Yes, that's going to be orange because that's going to be the back part of the vehicle. All right. I got it now. Now let's look at, as I talk about what y'all have been up to. Oh, yeah. So I've been watching some anime. I so far have liked Goodbye Dragon Life. That was one that I wasn't sure about. But I'm having a fun time with what I'm watching. I have not started Spirit Chronicles. I will at some point probably end up watching that one because I liked the first season. I just haven't gotten around to watching the second season yet. But again, I probably will. Now I'm going to look at what you've been writing here on the old chat. And again, anybody else that wants to write something that they've been up to or into could certainly do that. Did I do this wrong? Yes, somehow I did this wrong. So hold on. This got to go like that, and then this goes like that. There we go. That's what I want to do. Lastbrick says, I'm really behind on my plans to play spooky games for this month. Yeah, we're in October, so you know if you want to get in your spooky games on, you gotta get to it. If you want to, if spooky games are important to you, you gotta get on that. Let's see. Lastbrick watched the live-action Last Airbender, and despite its trouble with production, it's surprisingly a pretty faithful adaptation. Yeah, I have not seen it, but I did hear that people were genuinely pretty happy with the end product. Yeah, I have not seen that, and I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not like super eager to check it out. But I do know some people that did have a good time with that. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, if you want to get in on some horror stuff, got to get there. Lord Crashton says, I decided to start watching Steven Universe. It has been fun so far. I did reach the episode where Steven works at the donut shop and gets to watch the fun training video. Hell yeah. The parody of the many good instructional videos from Wendy's. The weirdest episode was the one where he tries to throw birthday parties for the gems and gets depressed by their disinterest. So his gem ages him rapidly in both directions so he feels better. Yeah, so here's the thing about Steven Universe. Rebecca Sugar had a grand plan about what she wanted to do with that series. But she did not have a firm belief that she would be able to do any of the grand plan. So a lot of Steven Universe, early Steven Universe, is just like fun shit that she wanted to do with the characters. And then when it was clear that they were going to give her time and energy and money and to do more stuff, that's when it kicks into high gear. But it's kind of similar to Adventure Time, where Adventure Time laid in a lot of like, hey, this is a shit that we're going to get to someday, maybe. And then there's a bunch of episodes that are just like, I don't know, that was just fucking fun. Because they were also not convinced that they would be able to do all the shit they wanted to do. Yeah, because a lot of early Steven Universe is just like, this would be fun. And then they're like, okay, yeah, this is really fun. But also, some sinister. We'll get some sad in there. Also, it's on. I say that, I've said this before, I will say this again. It is ridiculous and it is criminal that Sadie does not get to sing for so long in that show. Sadie does not get to sing in a show where multiple characters sing constantly. A lot of characters sing all the time. This is just me being mad that my friend Kate didn't get to sing in that show for many seasons, despite being a incredible singer with a comedy band that already existed and she sang in for a number of years. The Kate Micucci as Sadie did not get to sing for a really long time. It took so long for them to let her do it. And it was so like, to me, it felt so silly. Because it's like, you've got Kate Micucci. Let her fucking sing. You let Eugene Cordero sing, and he's a character that nobody fucking remembers. My boy Eugene played the mailman, the mail carrier, who was not an important character and did not do much in the series except not know when to take no for an answer. That was his thing. Was he was just too in love with the idea of love, but not an important character. And Eugene got to fucking sing, and then they let Kate Micucci sing for a long ass time, and that was bullshit and silly. I did love Steven's song about wanting to see a giant woman when Pearl and Amethyst fused together. Yes, Giant Woman hit people very like. Giant Woman is still one of the best Steven Universe songs. All I want to be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. It hits really hard. It is still to this day one of the favorites. That in Lapis Lazuli, which is not a full song and is criminal. It is criminal that Lapis Lazuli, the song, not the character, the song about the character, isn't longer because it's a fucking banger. After this stream, I am going to listen to Lapis Lazuli, the short song that Steven sings, because it rules. It's really good. And it does not, I wish that there was a longer version of it because I think it is a top tier Steven Universe jam. Okay. Did I put these in the right spot? This looks right. This looks right. I missed a step somewhere. Ooh, yeah, I did. That goes in like this. And that looks right. And then we turn this around. And there's supposed to be a piece here that I did not put on. I missed a step here. Now, hopefully, this piece that I missed here does not mean that I missed some other piece somewhere else, and I will be feeling weird about it. But there should be a connector piece here that I did not do, and then a piece that goes there. I, at some point, didn't do this. And hopefully, that's it, and I just missed this, and I didn't miss anything else. It also would keep this side clearer. But yeah, I apparently fucked that up at some point. So that's fun. Anyway, it's 11, just about. I went a little long on Tuesday, and I'm going a little long tonight. But I'm enjoying this build. So I'm not feeling too bad about it. This build continues on Saturday. Who would have thought that this like $20-something knockoff Lego set would take so many streams? But I still have a big bag and a little bag and a bunch of this stuff left as well. So I think we're gonna finish this build on Monday because we also have stickers to apply on Saturday. So I don't think we're going to finish on Saturday. We might, but I don't necessarily think we will. This might take longer. Because we still have a good amount of pages here. I will probably do a poll tomorrow just to know what we're doing next. But because it's always nice to know. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's stream, though. Thank you, everybody, for choosing to spend some of your Thursday night here with me, your friend Pat. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool shit on a Thursday evening. Go spend some time with them. See what they're up to. So let's go see what's going on there. Who's streaming? Who's doing things and things? Patrick is streaming. It is horror month. It's the spooky month. So he is going to be playing, apparently, a variety of spooky games. Unsorted horror. So yeah, playing it's spooking with Patrick. Because I don't think he can say scoops. So yeah, let's go hang out with Remap Radio and go hang out with Patrick Klepek as he plays some horror games, because that's a fun thing. And I like that. I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Come back on Saturday as I continue to work on this particular build. I believe in the next steps, we will eventually add guns to this thing. We'll have the box full of guns. That'll be great, I guess. I don't know. But thanks so much for being here. I will see you on Saturday. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.